Hey guys, it's Mark. Just checking in, starting with the first part of the discussion board. How am I doing? I'm doing good. I actually caught COVID, but now I'm released. I'm out of quarantine, so that's a good thing. So now I can really go back to school and start practice again, so that's something I'm really grateful for. What have I been doing lately? Well, aside from catching COVID, I've just been in my room. I've been really in quarantine, but other than that, just really practicing and then staying on top of my work for other classes. Really just trying to get to spring break so I can have a little bit of a break and then we can start over and finish out the semester strong. Alrighty, moving on to the second part. Tell us a bit about my assigned composer. Well, my composer was Hector Berlioz. We just did an assignment on the Symphonie Fantastique. That's something that I really enjoy about his work. The reason why I chose him is that he was influenced by a lot of people, like Beethoven or Shakespeare. So there was a lot of major names that contributed to his work, but also something that was unique about him was that Berlioz didn't separate his music life and his personal life. A lot of the things that governed the way he would write music and how he would treat music really governed the way he would treat people and himself. So just summarizing my specific research, I was just really researched how Berlioz took these influences and how they made it into his music. So Berlioz was a type of a character that was influenced by a lot of people. So Berlioz wrote operas, symphonies, orchestral works, and choral works. So he just worked on a lot of stuff throughout his career, and there were many influences. So going to the symphonies, something that he was really influenced by was Beethoven. A major quality was drama. So that's something that we got to remember about Berlioz. He really emphasized drama within his works, and that's something that no matter what he would work on, that's something that he would highlight and he would try to emphasize, which is the drama. So he would highlight specific moments that people really weren't used to. Other than that, just Berlioz was seen as kind of a weird guy. As in the previous assignment, we saw that he was writing about opioid dreams and just weird stuff like that. And so he was really seen as a outcast during his time period. I know now we see him as a person that's seen as one of the most cornerstone people in music history, but when he was alive, people saw him as a weirdo, and people didn't really see him for a normal human being. Tell us about the piece you described and provide a link. Well, the link will be there, but the piece that I focused on was the fourth movement of Symphonie Fantastique. It's called March to the Scaffold. That's something we really didn't focus on, but that in that specific piece, it's the execution of the artist that he talks about within his whole piece, and it's where he gets his head chopped off by a guillotine. So that piece, it's really weird, talking about extended techniques. Something that's different is that there's two separate timpani players that are playing a split set of drums, and then just that piece is a whole build up to where the artist gets his head chopped off. So it starts off really small and then it goes to a big moment, and then once it they chop the artist's head off, they really in the music tell a story of the head falling into the basket, falling down, just basically climaxing and then just ending it right there and then. What was my original connection? Well, something that I talked about in my paper was that Berlioz took a lot of his influences and really emphasized drama and expression, which is something that we all today really emphasize within our music. But what he took from these influences was that drama was the number one thing within music, and then leading up to that, I would say the second thing was just expression. Expression was one of the major things that he would emphasize in his music that we really didn't see, because we were starting to break the mold of oh, I'm just gonna write church music, or I'm just gonna write music for choirs. So that's something that he really tried to do, was break the mold and actually set a mold for the future for us to be more expressive. Alrighty, thank you guys.